Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Maruchak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations until the hopefully elect tabernacle of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Jake don't get it. They have not the slightest clue. They're not in the spirit. And it's only going to, end bad for Jake as long as they're in this mindset. Now, the elder, Manath Zagba, did a lesson in regards to this post right here, which, you had an Israelite group, who clearly is not born again. They don't know what this thing is about, what they come into. And Jake bring that worldly spirit into it with them. They think that we make serving the Lord boring when we try to tell Jake it's not about partying. It's not about always getting turned up. It's about preparing yourself. It's about, getting yourself ready for the times that we're coming into, especially when you're coming back into the truth. You mainly want to come into this thing with a sorrowful heart, because at one point in time, you were dead in your sins. And the Lord said, you return to him. We return to him with mourning and weeping. I think that's in Joel. It is Joel 2 and verse 12. And it says, therefore also now, saith the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, and with weeping, and with mourning. And if you're wise, you're going to be in a house of mourning and not in a house of feasting. All right? You're going to be in a house of, mourning. I mean, that's what when the prophets, when they prophesied in sackcloth. Because, sackcloth was the attire of someone who's in mourning, of a person who leads an austere life. That wasn't in that, party turn up, let's get lit spirit. And it's not to say that, feasting and drinking and being merry is a sin. That's not what we're saying. But it's about being mindful and being wise. All right, to be in that spirit is foolish in this time. We're getting ready to come into the evil day. All right, major judgment is going forth. So turning to the Lord, you want to do it with weeping and mourning, and also with fear. All right, it says, and rend your heart and not your garments, and turn unto the Lord your power, for he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness, and repent of him of the evil. All right. So, yeah, man. Well, but we know what the Lord is getting ready to do. He's getting ready to bring straight judgment down. All right. The day of the Lord is great. It's darkness, it's gloominess. It's terrible. So that we're announcing the return of the Lord and what's going to lead up to it, but we're doing it while we're partying and drinking and feasting and turning up all the time, then, what message does that really send? That's damn near like blowing an uncertain sound when you sound the alarm. So are we to not worry about nothing and just, chill and, every chance we get, we get to turn up and party, have karaoke nights and dance offs and cookouts and all this crap, man. Now, if you gonna, eat, drink, and be merry and dance and all that, man, do that on your own time. That don't have to be showcased before Israel. All right. But still understand where we at. We're still in the land of our captivity, but Jake wants to make the land of their captivity their paradise. And that's not how it works. The enemy is getting ready to move in. So let me get a couple scriptures because, dealing with this post, he says, y'all making serving the Lord look boring. These commandments ain't grievous. Who said that? When do we ever speak against the commandment? Jake just want to make excuses, and that's why it was that in Sirach 32 and 17, a sinful man will not be reproved, but findeth an excuse according to his will. You know damn well we're not speaking against the commandment. All right? We're just trying to reprove you. Hey, look what time that you're in. We ain't got time to be doing all that partying and stuff. You want to have some music playing and have a drink or two? Nothing wrong with that. But, Jake is going to, do what they do because they're foolish people, man. He said, come and party with me. So you see what spirit Jake is in, and it's gonna backfire in a serious manner, man. So it's boring if you can't party and turn up all the time, then that makes serving the Lord boring. Jake is out of their head, man. So let me real quick. Let me get a couple scriptures. Let me go to Isaiah 5 and 11th verse, and I'm actually reading it in the NLT because you actually got Israelites that's in this spirit, man. It's Isaiah 5 and 11 in the NLT. It says, "What sorrow for those who get up early in the morning looking for a drink of alcohol." I'm finna go hit the liquor store up real quick. I'm thinking about tonight. It's finna get lit. Finna have all the brothers and the sisters in the house, and we're gonna make sure we got the DJ and this and that, and spend long evenings drinking wine to make themselves flaming drunk. That's not to accuse brothers, like if not every Jake gets drunk like that, but you know how, especially in those settings, you're gonna have a few Jakes, whose stumbling block is that wine, and they gonna drink in excess, and you always got somebody that's gonna be overstepping their boundaries, acting out, blacking out. Jake don't know what the hell is going on, man. It says, they furnish wine and lovely music at their grand parties, lyre and harp, tambourine and flute, but they never think about the Lord or notice what he is doing. That's the thing. They are not thinking about what the Lord is doing right now. What is the Lord doing in the earth? All these disasters, all these catastrophic events. We're a few days into 2023, and it's already looking horrible. Inflation, prices of food going up drastically. All right. Still wars or rumors of wars brewing. Militarizations of these, armies preparing for any conflict. All right. They're talking about the new variant. So we already know what, these devils, they're plotting and planning. All type of people collapsing, dropping dead, what. And, they probably finna send more batches out, and they're going to try to possibly make that mandatory. We going to see, but we know the Lord, he turns it up each year. And we try to compare each year with the previous year, and it always maxes out. It gets worse and worse. So what do you think the Lord is doing? He's turning up the plagues, man. So why would we be in a party, more a merry spirit? It would be wise to be in the house of mourning. It says, so my people will go into exile far away because they do not know me. All right, this is what they was doing right before the Babylonians came in and stopped the party. All right, they came in there and they stopped the party. And Jake, got jacked up. It says, those who are great and honored will starve, and the common people will die of thirst. The grave is licking its lips, licking its chops, in anticipation, opening its mouth wide. The great and the lowly and all the drunken mob will be swallowed up. All right. So, yeah, man. And it's going to be the same thing. When the Lord, bring this devil down upon you people out there, man. It tells you that in Revelation, the devil come down having great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. All right, we finna deal with some armed robots, armed robo dogs, drones. That's what's gonna police you soon. All right, we finna undergo more medical tyranny. The MOTB is here. The system is rolling out. And Jake want to play around. This is Amos 6:3. And it says, you push away every thought of coming disaster. This is in the NLT still. But your actions only bring the day of judgment closer. How terrible for you who sprawl on ivory beds and lounge on your couches, eating meat of tender lambs from the flock, and of choice cows fattened in the stall. You sing trivial songs to sound of the harp and fancy yourselves to be great musicians like David. You drink wine by the bowlful and perfume yourselves with fragrant lotions. You care nothing about the ruin of your nation. Therefore, you will be the first to be led away as captives. Suddenly, all your parties will end. You see that? All right. Be led into the nearest concentration camp. Once you put in a damn concentration camp, I mean, because we're already in the land of our captivity. We're already captive, but Esau put you in a damn concentration camp, a prison. That's when you really are in captivity. Okay. So, hey man, these times are coming. Get it through your head. We're gonna party we're gonna have all the time in the world, man, in the kingdom. Because our kingdom is everlasting. It's gonna be without end. So we're gonna have all the time to eat, drink, and be merry and party and do what we do. But right now, we gotta continue to blow the trumpet and sound the alarm. We gotta warn Jake. And if we don't do that, the Lord will hold us accountable. So Jake don't know what the hell is going on. So let's get that in Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes 7:2, it says, better to spend your time at funerals than at parties. After all, everyone dies, so the living should take this to heart. Ecclesiastes 7:4 says, a wise person thinks a lot about death, while a fool thinks about only having a good time. So, yeah, man. And that's all Jake wanted to do, was have a good time. You know, the IUIC years ago, you know, have fun, have fun, have fun. There's an Israelite party. And hey, you know, but when things get bad, you know, the Lord, he can make a pleasure. He can cause a man to forget pleasure in an hour. You'll forget about the pleasure you just had. As soon as when adversity, affliction sets in. And let me get this real quick, because Jake was in that spirit even in the wilderness. We just got delivered out of captivity, and a lot of these Jakes that was in party mode, and they fell into idolatry. They didn't even make it into the promised land. This is Isaiah. I said Isaiah. 1 Corinthians 10 and verse 5. It says, "But with many of them the Most High was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were our examples, to the intent that we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted, neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play." In other words, they rose up and they partied. All right. They indulged in revelry. CSB, don't become idolaters as some of them were, as it is written, the people sat down to eat, drink, and got up to party. All right. And that's not to accuse them of idolatry, but they're just in the spirit of partying. And none of those souls made it out of there. All right. Let's get Isaiah 56 real quick. Isaiah 56 and 12. It says, "Come ye, say they, I will fetch wine, and we will fill ourselves with strong drink, and tomorrow shall be as this day, and much more abundant." For Jake that want to be comfortable, especially these false leaders and prophets. They preach that day is afar, we ain't got nothing to worry about. But all they thinking about is their own gain. How much money they bringing into the congregation, living lavishly, luxurious. But they don't have the spirit to warn Jake that hell is coming. All right. NLT, it says, "Come," they say, "let's get some wine and have a party. Let's all get drunk. Then tomorrow we'll do it again and have an even bigger party." Yeah, man. And that's what I thought about when I saw this post, when he said, "Come and party with me." With the emoji with the tongue out. Like, come on, man. Jake's still in the world. They not ready. So, Jake's gonna end up, where they at, and it's gonna backfire. All right, we here, we preparing ourselves, man. Because the Lord said, strive to enter in at the straight gate. For wide is the way, and it's like, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that lead to destruction, and many that go in thereat. That means that everybody's gonna want to go the most comfortable route, and that's where most of the people will go. They want to go where it's comfortable. They don't want to go where it's difficult. When you come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna get hit with, trial. All right, persecution. You're gonna go through afflictions. It's not gonna be easy. So no, it's not gonna be comfortable. All right, it says to set your heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. So, yeah, man, I'm just responding to that crap, and Jake, they're gonna when all hell finally breaks loose, like when it really turns up, when we in the thick of time of Jacob's trouble, they're gonna remember when we was putting these videos up and trying to get Jake to understand what's going on. They're gonna remember, but it's gonna be too late. All right, Jake can't say that they were warned. They can't say that they weren't warned. So, Anyway, I'm gonna end off with that one, and Lord willing, this was edifying. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. To the next lesson, Shalom.